Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. So happy new year guys. How was your holiday? How was your break? I had such a good time, like just relaxing with family over the holidays, and obviously I couldn't get any YouTube videos out. Well, I got a couple tutorials out, but not my usual YouTube videos because my kids were just, you know, running around the house screaming as usual, and it was just so hard for me to sit down and get a full video filmed. But today we're jumping straight in with a full face testing because my house is peaceful once again. The kids have gone back to school, my partner's gone back to work, and I have a free yard. Woo! So I'm going to start with this new Facade product. This is the liquid powder oil balancing serum. So it's a serum that's meant to dry down powdery. I'm going to go ahead and drip some onto my face. I have used this on Instagram already, but I've only used it once, so I haven't got my full thoughts on it yet. It definitely dries down like matte and definitely kind of powdery. It has like a peppermint type of smell. Also guys, I'm giving my nails a little break from wearing nails and like going to the nail shop because they're feeling very like fragile. So gonna be short nailed for a little while, but yeah, that feels really nice and matte. Now for foundation, I got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This was sent to me. Same with the Facade. Most of these products were sent to me today, so yeah, just so you know. So I believe this is her new foundation and it's meant to be matte, I think, and I got the shade 13 Neutral, so I'm hoping this is for me because it's the only shade that I have. So it's not too liquidy, but it does have a watery kind of consistency. It does run down. Doesn't look very neutral. It looks very warm in my opinion, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna do half of my face. That looks really warm, really orange. Oh god, neutral they said. I'm gonna try it with a brush. Why did it take me so long to get those words out? I'm so new to filming again guys. I'm gonna try it with a brush and then I'll try the other side with a sponge. This is so warm. Is that not orange guys? That is literally, how can this be neutral? Coverage is amazing though. Like literally that 2 pumps that I did has covered everything on this half of my face, and I feel like I could even spread it to this half of my face. But what even is this color? I have no words. I'm gonna go ahead and take like 2 more pumps and I'm gonna take it on my sponge and let's see how it applies with a sponge. I think I prefer the foundation with a brush just because I get that little bit more coverage. It's a shame because I like the formula, I like the coverage, the color's just off. So for concealer today I have these NARS concealers. They're the pot ones. They're called the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I've seen loads of people like raving about this concealer, not only on their face but also underneath their eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it. It's been a long time since I haven't tried, no, it's been a long time since I've tried a pot concealer. I always use a liquid one. So I have 2 shades here. I have Almond and Caramel. Almond is like my skin tone color. Because the foundation is pretty full coverage as it is, I can't really tell the coverage of this concealer, but we'll see once I try it underneath my eyes. But so far feels pretty good. So I'm going to take the Caramel shade underneath my eyes. Okay, so I have this brush from Iconic that I'm just going to like scoop out the concealer with to apply it underneath my eyes. I'm assuming it has really good kind of coverage, so I'm not going to put too much, but I also want to put enough to kind of balance out this orange foundation. It applies really nice. It's not too dragging on the skin even though it is matte. Just kind of put this all over my face please. I'm gonna try blend it in with a sponge, see if it blends. Oh, it's blending really nice. Sometimes you can get like pot concealers that are just so dry that they don't really move with a sponge, but this is really good. And then blend out the bit around my eye. Oh, this looks really flawless. Sometimes I find pot concealers can look a bit cakey, like a bit heavy, do you know what I mean? But this is like really lightweight, but really good coverage. I think that has kind of balanced out the orangey tone as well. So before I set the concealer, I'm gonna do my eyes. So I have the Rude Cosmetics Lingerie Naughty Nights palette, which is a really colorful palette. Don't know if you guys remember seeing this in my Yes Style haul. I'm gonna start with my Be Perfect Perfect Prime eye primer. I'm thinking to do purple, pink, orange, and yellow. Whoa, yellow. How have you guys been? Talk to me in the comments. I've missed you guys. I feel like I've been gone for ages. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the purple, of course, on the outer V. Okay, so the purple's building up lovely. I always say beautifully, so I'm trying to find a different word to say. Next, I'm going to go into this pink shade up here called Corset, and this I'm going to diffuse on the edge of the purple. Blending really nicely together, not much effort required. I'm also going to take that pink shade and kind of blend it in the middle right here. And then we're going to blend that pink into an orange. It's all about color theory, guys. What blends into what nicely without creating black, okay? So I'm going to go into this shade here called Tease Me. And Tease Me is getting patted right in the center. Ooh, that's very pigmented. Right in the center of the eye, but leaving the inner corner for the yellow free. So patting that right up towards the brow bone. And then into this yellow up here called So Hot. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye. Yeah, I'm not mad about that at all. Like, I think it looks like a very decent eye look, but my first initial impression on it is it's a good palette. It seems to be like decent pigmentation. They blended together really well. It's not really powdery and chalky. They're quite decent mattes in my opinion, and I really like the look that I've got. Like, it's still vibrant, not as vibrant as I'm used to, not as vibrant as like Be Perfect, for example, but still very good colorful mattes in my opinion. So yeah, guys, so I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that NARS concealer and just dab it underneath my eyes. Okay, so I have a new mascara to test. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic. It says limited edition. I know they have a Lash Paradise, which I don't think is limited edition, but this one's called Paradise Ecstatic, so maybe it's like a what does that even mean, Tammy? You know, next level type of thing. It says intense volume, can't say that word. Spectacular long lashes, pleasure to apply. Okay, so let's just go ahead and try this out. The wand looks nice and fluffy. Okay, you know what? It's not a bad mascara. I feel like it has lengthened and thickened really well. Not as well as my current favorite mascaras, which are the Revolution mascara, and also my new favorite is this Nabla one. Nabla Major Pleasure mascara. I've been using this every single day and I love those mascaras. This one, I feel like I would use it again, but it's not like mind-blowing. It's a really good mascara, but it's not like, oh my god, I need this every time it runs out. Do you know what I mean? But here we have a side by side so you guys can see. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lashes on, and then I'll come back to you guys so we can test this powder by Nabla. Okay guys, so lashes on. These are the Doll Beauty Samantha lashes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use this Nabla close-up baking and setting powder in the shade Translucent. However, if you do have dry skin, I don't feel like this is a concealer that you need to set, because it is like a matte concealer. It doesn't have any like greasiness to it. And we're just gonna press that powder in. Oh, I love powder in my face. It's one of my favorite steps. It makes my face so flawless and like no pores can be detected. It's not as finely milled as my Vichy powder. My Vichy powder is so fine, like really finely milled. This is a little bit like more dense, more thicker, but still applying really well. Okay, so now that I've set it, I'm not sure about that NARS concealer underneath my eyes. It looked a lot better when it wasn't set, and I can still see like my bags under there, if you know what I mean. It's not as flawless as it usually is underneath my eyes, so I might keep that NARS concealer for as a face concealer and maybe as an eyebrow concealer, but not underneath my eyes. I still prefer my liquid Dewy concealer, my favorite, or my e.l.f. concealer. I don't have a new bronzer, so while I'm here, I'm just going to take my Revolution Pro Powder Foundation in F16 and just use that to bronze up my face. Okay, so now that I'm all powdery and looking like the Sahara Desert, I'm going to take this collection Primed and Ready Dewy Makeup Fixing Spray. I've never used this before, so my first time trying it. Let's see what the mist is like. Yeah, so this collection spray has done exactly what it said it would. It's brought a little bit of glow, a little bit of life to my skin. It's not completely matte and flat. We're gonna move on and do the lower lash line. So I feel like going from purple into blue and maybe green underneath my eyes. I mean, we've got all of these colors to play with, why not? So I'm gonna start with this blue in the corner here. You wanna make sure you blend that into the purple on the outer edge here. So I'm just putting the yellow on the lower lash line next to the green. It's kind of like a rainbow eye now. Cool. Going back into that L'Oreal mascara, doing my bottom lashes. I'm gonna start with Glory lip liner just to define my lips. Okay, so I actually have these 3 lip strobes from Sleek. They came out with a collection called Major Morphosis. I think that's how you say it. There was a palette and then these 4 lip colors. This is a lip lacquer and then this is a lip strobe, I think, because it has that kind of duochrome pink gold to it, whereas this is one straight pinky type of shade. Let's go with this one. So let's go ahead and try this. Very pinky. Smells amazing. Not my type of color. I'm not really a pinky person. Let's try this shade, which is Freak Like Me. Oh, that just made it worse. Let me try up the lip liner. I prefer that so much more with the darker lip line, so it's not as pinky and overpowering. Okay guys, so final thoughts on everything. I feel like today wasn't a super successful testing video. I don't feel like there's a specific product that I'm like in love with, that I'm like, you guys, you need this, like if you see it, grab it type of thing. Everything was just kind of like, all right, it's good, it's not terrible. I don't hate anything, but I don't love anything. You know, it's just like I won't be running to use it again tomorrow. So starting with the Facade liquid powder, this definitely does what you want it to do. It mattifies your face. Like I said, I don't notice it kind of affecting my pores. It's not like a pore blurring type of primer, but if you have problem with oily skin, you want your foundation to stay matte more longer throughout the day, then this will definitely work in prolonging your makeup. The Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I would want to try a different shade. I thought neutral meant, you know, neutral, not too warm, not too cool, but obviously not in this line. This was so orange, as you guys saw. However, I do really like the coverage of it. Most of Charlotte Tilbury's stuff is like airy fairy coverage and really natural, really light, which is not really my style of makeup. So I'm really impressed with the coverage of this and also the mattifying effect of the foundation I love for my oily skin. Unfortunately, I will have to mix it with another foundation, but I definitely would use it again because of the coverage and the finish. The NARS concealers, I definitely think I would keep it to a spot concealer, or if I'm doing like a natural no makeup but I want to cover a spot or cover some scars, I would use this as a face concealer. But I think underneath my eyes, it just doesn't look that great, especially once it's been set. It's not as flawless as my normal liquid concealers, but as an eyebrow concealer, I could see it working because it glides really well. The eyeshadow palette, I feel like I like this. I would use this again. It's a really decent, colorful eyeshadow palette. Like I said, not a bad palette by any means. Like, it's not super chalky and powdery and you can't get any pigmentation. You can definitely get a decent look, as you can see from my eyes. I love the shade selection in here. I love that they're all mattes and you can get really bright, colorful looks out of them. I feel like the mattes needed a little bit of building up, but so do the mattes in my palette. It's totally fine when you're working with colorful shades. They're not going to come out like straight pigment. You might need to build up a couple layers for you to get the vibrancy that I have on my eyes right now. The Nabla powder, I'm interested to try it again on top of my favorite concealers because I like the way it smoothed and like blurred my pores and all of that, but I don't really like how dry it is underneath my eyes right now. So I don't know if that's the powder or the concealer or the combination of the two. So I will be trying this again with like my favorite liquid concealer to see if it is good. But yeah guys, that is it from me. Those are my thoughts on everything. Let me know yours down in the comment section. Is there anything you're interested in trying? Is there anything you have, and do you have a different opinion to me, or do you feel the same? Let me know. Anyways, enough rambling. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you are subscribed. Let me know what other content you want to see from me this year, what reviews, what tutorials, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Take care. Bye.